Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada around the world. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm a fellow of Royal Society of Canada and broker of record for City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage and your host. Tonight we're going to talk about consumer protection and code of ethics in real estate. And it's very important for all of you to understand the real estate business is regulated in the province of Ontario on behalf of the government. Real Estate Council of Ontario is the regulator. They have education program, they have registration program, they have compliance program, and they also have a consumer protection program. So if you want to learn about more how Real Estate Council of Ontario, the regulator, deals with this whole process of governing the real estate industry in the province of Ontario, you can always go to reco.o.ca and you learn about the process. Why to have a consumer protection? To build confidence, trust, and fairness. So all professionals who are involved to serve client are honest professional. They are thoroughly investigated in terms of character or criminal check, and also education program. They go through vigorous training through program to get pre-qualify for the registration. So the goal is that they want to only bring those people who are professional, they meet the legal requirement, and they become a registrant to serve under Real Estate Business Broker Act. When a person is registered as a registrant and joins a brokerage as a broker or salesperson, he or she has to follow the code of ethics, which is a chapter of Real Estate Business Broker Act 2002 and Ontario Regulation Code of Ethics 580/5, and soon the REBA will become TRISA, Trust in Real Services Act, on April 1st. There are some changes coming to improve this discipline, because when you have such a large number of professionals practicing, there's always consumer complaints. And the Real Estate Council of Ontario have a mechanism where they will sort it out. If something is a small, minor area, they will have a protocol where you have to follow. If they're criminal or discipline is required, they go to the process. The best thing for you is to go to reco.o.ca and learn about, there is a section for consumer, there is a section for registrars, professional, who are this. Because not only we get the license, we also have to do continuing education to make sure we maintain our speed and knowledge, understand ups and downs happening in the marketplace. Also, we know the market condition as well as regulation, because the responsibility is to follow, strictly adhere to REBA, Code of Ethics and Regulations, and anything that comes along as a professional. So this is very important for you. I did some survey on LinkedIn. And by the way, I just want to let you know that I am running as a candidate for RECO election 2023 as a board of director for Region 1. If you are a realtor or subscribe my YouTube channel, you are working in Region 1, and I'm going to point out to you, you must be member of a Brampton Real Estate Board, Mississauga Real Estate Board, Orangeville and District Real Estate Board, Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, Oakville, Milton and District Real Estate Board, and Orangeville and District Real Estate Board. If you're a member of these boards and your location or address is specified in the my web at reco.o.ca, you will get a notification on March 6th to select. There are 26 candidates, and I am one of them. And you know that Realty Coffee Talk is a program where I increase awareness, building consumer confidence in real estate, also promote professional ethic and good practices in our profession. So look out for me, subscribe my YouTube channel, look at my LinkedIn profile, and Google me. And if you are a realtor practicing there, please vote for me. And we're going to continue our conversation. So we, as a real estate professional, we want to protect consumer. We are licensed practitioner. We want to help and protect consumer because we are law-abiding professional. There will always be some registrant who violate the REBA, and then obviously upon complaint, real estate council will take action. But majority of real estate professionals are hard-working professionals. Their goal is to protect their consumer as a part of their fiduciary duty is to protect the interest of their client, whether they are buying a property or they are renting it. This is very important for you to understand. Now, Code of Ethics, I was just going to share a few things with you. Consumer program, when you are, and this is part and parcel with the polls that I have on LinkedIn. I did a poll on does the mortgage fraud affect the real estate and affordability for the buyers? 89% say yes, and 11% say no, and about 27 people voted. And we have 2,055 people had viewed the poll. Okay, so this is very important for you to know now. Okay, the other one was, if the work can be done remotely, would you prefer to buy a detached home a distance away from work or buy a condo apartment in a big city? 84% said they want to buy it from away from the work if they can remote. Only 6% said 16% they said they can buy in city. 38 vote for cost, and we have 1,984 impression. The purpose of the goal is to educate consumer. It's my duty under the REBA when I am talking to my client to tell them their options, alternative, what are the based on their needs, what is the best option they're available. So this statistic supports that yeah, if you want to live in a house rather than kind of apartment, it's better to move away from city because affordability is an issue because you have to have certain amount of income. And this is one of the issue. Now, one I did was that poll interest rate, because everybody's in their mind what is going to happen in 2023. So interest rate hike by Bank of Canada has created environment that stress test should be eliminated. Do you recommend OFC to eliminate stress test? This is test for everyone proper. So 62% agreed that OFC rule should be eliminated. Reason is that stress test only cover 2%, whereas the Bank of Canada policy rate increased by 4%, double the amount. Okay, and that's why, isn't it redundant to have the stress test now? If you're going to increase the policy rate, and 1,912 impression, we have 21 votes for this. So purpose is to consumer protection is we need to tell them, because are they planning to buy a property? What is the trend? What is interest? What is happening in the marketplace? So this is a part of my due diligence to protect consumer. I do these surveys and also to make sure they understand that rate may increase, but right now that's what it is. So the other thing is I did a survey on digital marketing, because right now, as you can see, we are producing. So the question was, digital marketing is now deemed essential for all businesses to survive in this competitive market, including real estate. Choose one option. So 94% agreed that we have now to adopt digital technology and transform our business. And I disagree, 0. I want to learn more about it, 0. Sorry, 6%. And it doesn't apply to me. That means someone already adopted it, 0. So 94% agree that we need to digitally from. Now, when we are sharing our MLS data and doing Zoom call, we are trying to bring them on to educate them about buying process, talking about property information, sharing MLS, talking about impact report, CMA, and you can do all that digitally. So we are trying to protect consumer by sharing this information that we are now mostly technology driven. Therefore, to protect you, we're reaching out to you this way, where we had in the past personally or met you. There were more than 1,521 who reviewed it, and only 18 people voted. But it tells you the 94 majority of them are more interested toward to adopt technology. So that means when you are seeing a property with your realtor, you make sure you understand that. I think everybody have adopted new method and using virtual technology to understand, and some have not seen the property and they have done even visual inspection. Now we are free to do physical inspection and showing, but protocol is there for everyone for protection. Now, do you understand reverse mortgage? This is something very interesting for you. This is part of consumer protection. I did a survey. Do you understand the reverse mortgage and how it works? Do you want to attend a free seminar? So 17% said, I understand. 50% I say, I want to learn more about it. 33% says interested to attend a seminar. So I am a principal broker of Canada Express Mortgage license number 13241. I am going to conduct a seminar and invite all people who have shown interest to educate them about reverse mortgage. Sometime in real estate transaction, when there is a difficulty for someone to arrange a mortgage, conventional mortgage, they have equity within their home. They can help draw money to help their kids, because this is where lots of parents are now helping their kids. So we will talk about that in the future. And this is part and parcel with educating consumer and protecting their interests. Now, also, we have, I think we talk about that. I was wondering, here's a new poll. Still, we have 6 more days left. So do you expect more interest rate hikes in 2023? What is the percentage you think Bank of Canada will increase interest rate this year? This is a very early, it's only 1 day. But the idea again is the people have in their mind a fear that interest will go up, okay? So right now, based on our analysis, we are asking people, do you think that increase BOC will increase? Yes, 0.25 to 1%. They already increased the 0.25 to 1% in 2023. 67% in 1 day have already said. There are 33 votes already on this. Now, yes, 1 to 1.5%, 9% people say in 1 day that there is going to be increase from 1 to 1.5%. So yes, is 1.5 to 1.75. They are saying 3% of they're saying there's likelihood of increasing the interest rate. And no interest rate increase. 21% are saying the BOC is not going to increase. Based on my analysis and search, you know that there is a projection from Bank of Canada. They are anticipating the projection was 3% to be in 2023 inflation rate. Now they're projecting it is 2.6 plus. So they will be lower than 3%. So likelihood is that they may not, but we don't know. And because buyer who wants to buy the property and we want to protect consumer, we want to make sure they can share this knowledge that we have created so we can protect them to make sure if they decide to purchase the property, they have the contingency plan. So I would recommend a long-term fixed price, not long-term, fixed price rate, 2 years, minimum 2 years to 3 years. Before it goes down, go 2 to 3 years fixed, which is a better rate that, for the 25 to 30 year amortization, to go with that until we reach a point where the rate probably come down. My personal opinion is the rate will not come down as significantly as we have seen during the pandemic. But this tell you that we are trying to protect consumer. We're trying to educate them what's happening in the marketplace. Now, so if this is what is happening so far, we have 1,024 impression. Now, here's a interesting a question which I have raised is that question I have raised, how do people buy multi-million-dollar homes when their source of income is not verifiable? You know, we realtors, we are involved with the buyers, trying to help them to buy the property. So we have some responsibility on us to make sure our buyer has source of income. They have a down payment. So I said, what is the source of their down payment? So I created 4 categories, and we have poll close, gift from the friend or family. So 33% gift from family and friend. Home equity or piggyback loans, that's at 33%. So gift or the family, 33%, personal saving, 0, and sale of existing home, 33%. So they're all divided. We have, surprisingly, 6 vote. We have a 920 people impression. They view the poll, but they did not participate. So this is the sharing with you that the source of income and when they are dealing with it. Because the reason I'm mentioning to you is Proceed of Crime, Money Laundering and Terrorist Financing Act, we call POCMLTFA, require all registrant to report cash given as a deposit of $10,000 or more to FinTrack if they're given installment within 30 days in a real estate transaction. And this is our obligation when we finish FinTrack. Our brokerage, we don't deal with cash, and majority of the brokerage don't deal with cash. But there is a requirement to report it. To learn more about this, you can watch my How to Avoid Mortgage Fraud seminar on YouTube channel. You can go look for Tahir Qureshi or Realty Coffee Talk on YouTube, or you can look at search Awaz Entertainment on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and you can watch that. I've been sharing the link on also on LinkedIn, so you can see that this is the purpose. Now I'm going to share with you. This poll is closed already, so we're going to talk about one. Now the other thing is that this is something I asked other friends to share with me about all these realtor boards all fall in the region. We have election going on, and I wanted to find out how many realtors who are my friends on LinkedIn. I have almost close to 16,000 friends, and I wanted to know how many are member of Brampton Real Estate Board or Durham Region Association of Realtors, and also Mississauga Real Estate Board or Oakville, Milton, and District Real Estate Board, and TRAB, Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. So 33% were Mississauga Board, 67% for the TRAB, and poll closed. Only 3 people voted, but there were 871 impression. So it appears that people are not really open to discussion about where they belong. And this is very important for us to have, to talk about it. Now we're going to talk about this is we have a couple of more polls that they are in the stage, and one of the polls that I want to talk to you is that it talks about code of ethics. And I have said, how many of you have really read the code of ethics? Surprisingly easily. I'm going to show you the poll closed. Would you be interested to join my, that's a code of ethics actually. I was wondering is how many of you have read the code of ethics, or do you read the code of ethics? And can you believe it? Not a single person said I have read in 1 to 3 months, 3 months to 6 months, 6 months to 9 months, and 1 year, except me. I said I read it all the time. So this is why I thought why is very important that you should learn about a little bit challenges and commitment. If you don't read about your obligation that you are really understand your code of ethics, then why would you not to see this? Now, a question was, REBA 2002 Ontario Regulation 580/5 Code of Ethics is obligatory for all registrants to strictly follow. How often do you review it? So, regularly review 100%. It's only me, Tahir Qureshi. Did you review it within 3 months? 0. Nobody said anything. Review within 6 months? 0. Review annually? 0. So this is why I decided that code of ethics that I will share, and only one vote, that's me, and there were 609 people impression on this. So because consumer protection is our responsibility, and regulator is mandated by Ontario government to make sure that we protect consumer and we act responsibly, be honest, be professional, good ethics and moral. We all our trade organization, whether it's a Canadian Realty Association, they have their own code. Ontario Realty Association, we have their own code. All boards have their own code of ethics, and we follow. And I have 6 designations. I have codes of 6 designations on top of a regular realtor. For example, I'm a fellow of Realty Association of Canada, which is not a trade organization. They are education institute that produce industry leader, mentor, and educator across Canada. We have 6 chapters across Canada. And you can see that sign behind my post, FRI on duty. I'm a fellow of Realty Association of Canada on duty, educating everyone to follow good ethics and good profession. We are recognized industry leader across Canada, even though our license is to practice in Ontario. So let's talk about now code of ethics. We're going to take a short break, and we can come back. We talk about few chapters, a few section of the Real Estate Business Broker Act Code of Ethics. Take a short break.
Are you going through a challenging time with your life? Pandit Nandha ji has experience in astrology, helping people by reading into their astrological charts along with future readings. The astrologer does reading of your face, palm, horoscope, vastu, planet, black magic removal, evil spells and spirits, voodoo, spiritual healer, love, removes jadoo, and many more. The astrologer has a center in Brampton with the name of Pandit Nandha ji, where you can visit him and find a solution to all your problems. Connect with him at 1-647-822-9607.
Babu Pan and Shawarma. Now serving from 4 locations.
KK Travel believe in providing everyone the first-class customer service. We take care not only for your air ticket, but dignity and respect as well. We are available for you anytime on WhatsApp, even while you are in Pakistan or any other destination. KK Travels guarantee lowest prices and are open to price match any airline.
We are KK Travels under supervision of Kas Khan at 905-367-9433 or visit www.kaskhontravels.com.
Welcome to EB Electronics. Please call 647-762-3956.
डिक्सी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और अप्लायंसेस पिछले 16 सालों से खरीदारों की खिदमत कर रहे हैं। हम लगातार 4 सालों से खरीदारों की पहली पसंद बने रहने का अवार्ड हासिल कर चुके हैं। हम किचनर्स, बॉश, वर्लपूल, एलजी, सैमसंग और जनरल इलेक्ट्रिक के ऑथराइज्ड डीलर हैं। 5 स्टार खिदमत का लुत्फ लें। हम आप सभी को टीवी सबसे ज्यादा रियायती दामों पर देने की गारंटी देते हैं। www.dixieelectronics.ca हमारी वेबसाइट पर जाएं या अभी कॉल करें 905-625-5900। सभी बहुत ही मुनासिब कीमत पर दस्तयाब हैं जो आप बाआसानी से ले सकते हैं। At Dixie, we sell quality and deliver confidence.
रमदान एक्सपो रमदान और ईद की जरूरियात के लिए बेहतरीन खरीदारी का मकाम है। 3 रोजा इवेंट में 200 से जायद नुमाइश कुनंदगान शामिल होंगे जो बुनियादी तौर पर इस्लामी लवाजमात, फैशन और बहुत कुछ पेश करेंगे। एक तफरीही कार्निवल का भी एहतमाम किया गया है जहां फैमिलीज, बच्चों, बड़ों और दोस्तों के साथ आप लुत्फानंदोज होंगे। रमजान एक्सपो में मारूफ रेस्टोरेंट्स भी शामिल हैं जो आपको अपना लजीज खाना पेश करेंगे ताकि आप अपने प्यारों के साथ लुत्फानंदोज हो सकें। The 6th Ramadan Expo by Muslim Womenpreneurs 10, 11 और 12 मार्च को द इंटरनेशनल सेंटर मिसिसागा में मुनक्किद होगा। आप आना मत भूलिएगा अपने फ्रेंड्स और फैमिली के साथ।
Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm a fellow of Realty of Canada broker record of City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage and your host. We were talking about consumer protection. Every restaurant is responsible and obligated under the law to practice honestly, professionally, with integrity, transparently, competent, dealing with their client. And when they sign up as a client, they should protect their interest. Not to worry about their commission. Make sure the client is served best of their ability. And if you need any help, you always talk to your broker record and you talk to other agents who have a relevant experience. How you protect a consumer client is assuming someone come to you and you lack the competency. You can use other friends, teammate, member of your brokerage who can help you to deliver. There is no compromise in terms of quality, competency of that is expected you to be a registrant who will be receiving a significant compensation for their effort to compromise the interest of their client. So always learn and talk to your broker record and use someone else to help you to execute or to perform the duty under the law. As you can show, today I was north showing a tenant property, and I show them my license. Under the law, I'm supposed to carry it. And they said, I have 3 potential tenants, and they said, nobody has ever shown them their license. Idea is to create confidence, trust, build trust with consumer that you are dealing with a licensed person, and you are protected when you are dealing with a person like me or anyone. So always recommend to all of you to show your certificate license on your phone. It's very important. It builds the trust with your client. Now we're going to talk about that. I believe majority of them, we all do. We work very hard. We all follow the same law, whether you are a salesperson, broker, or broker of record. We all have different experiences, knowledge, designation, and experiences who can help and deliver a value services. And that is consumer to decide who they want them to serve or represent them. Now, just to clarify, brokerage could be a corporation under the law. It could be a partnership of few brokers, they join together, or it could be a self-proprietor individual registered as a broker. Risk or liability in terms of compliance is the same for all of them. They need to follow the Real Estate Business Broker Act, not to contravene any provision of the law. And this REBA, soon to be TRISA 2002, effective April 1st, there are some changes are coming, and we will be getting some direction and more guidance, and we know what's happening there, but we will get update. So let's talk about the REBA. It is going to be the same when we talk about this REBA regulation is called Ontario Regulation 580/5 Code of Ethics. This has 53 sections in there. We're dealing with the broker's interpretation, how this regulation is interpreted. It talks about brokers and salesperson. You must be a licensed person to practice, and how that you make sure. And that's why you have a complying officer. Broker of record is a complying officer to make sure all agent and broker working in the brokerage are in compliance. So best interest of the client is the priority. Chapter number 2 section was broker and salesperson. Number 3 is fairness, honesty. We need to be fair and honest. Then number 4 was best interest of your client. And conciliation, number 5, the conciliation and competent services. You can have all education, but if you're not competent, you don't know how to practice and use that knowledge, there is a problem. So you need to read that. Number 6, providing opinions. You only can provide opinion about real estate because that's what you are licensed for. You're not supposed to give opinion. I am a licensed principal broker with Canada Express Mortgage, so I can talk about mortgages because my license number is M08002130. I am working with Canada Express Mortgage. They have a license number 13241. So I can talk about it. If I do not have a license, I should not be giving opinion. Now, dealing with other registrars. So we are obligated ethically to cooperate with each other. by protecting our clients, but cooperative and dignified way, respectful to each other. Now, number 8, services by other. If your client needs services, a lawyer or inspector or appraiser or whatever, you make sure that you are providing minimum 3 number people on the list to make recommendation that you have past experience with them and a good result, and you can pass it on. You will not do and give your own opinion because your license is restricted to real estate services. Now, services from others. So number 9 is commission. Commission is not mandated by any regulation. It is the type of services required and is an agreement between buyer and you and seller and you, your brokerage. So there is no organization, there is no regulation, or there is no industry that tells you how much you charge. This is negotiable based on type of services that you need. Okay. Now, number 10, information before agreement. So you share all the information to your client before you sign any agreement, even for listing, BRA, or any agreement purchase and sale. If you are representing a buyer client or seller client, you share all the information. Now, content of written agreement, and it makes sure that everything is in writing and is legible. So you are transmitting a legible agreement. Now, and number 12, copies of written agreement. You are required immediately after execution of APS or listing agreement or BRA, share with your client and the cooperating broker. Seller representation agreement, when you're dealing with the seller, or buyer representation agreement, when you sign them, you make sure that you have them. And also agreement with customer, because you can have a customer service or you can have a client services. Okay, so you have to make sure those documents are conveyed to the people. And now this is number 15 is called agreement with customer. And same thing, disclosure of before multiple offer. If you are dealing with a multiple offer, make sure if you have a special arrangement in terms of any discount by listing and representing another, you have multiple representation, or any agreement you have regarding discount, please disclose that before any multiple representation. Because if you have your own offering and you may have given a discount to the seller, the buyer agent doesn't know that, and price variation based on net value, it could be higher because you have given a discount. So this is important, you disclose that to the cooperating broker. So now, and nature of relationship, you have to know what relationship you have, and you are a seller client or a seller customer, or you are a buyer client or buyer customer. So nature of relationship, that what type of service you are providing, always include a schedule to define all those in listing or BRA document, so you understand what you're doing. Okay, and also a nature of relationship, disclosure of interest. This is regarding acquisition and disposition of property. If you are involved with buying and selling and you have some interest, you have to fill out that form and you sign that and make sure it's disclosed before an offer is presented. Now, then we have a property that meet buyer's criteria, section 19. This is very, very critical. We have seen the tendency where if the buyer is represented by an agent and he said, well, you're only giving me less commission, whereas I'm not going to show him a property. You are breaching the code of ethics, RIBA. And if there is a complaint that you did not show a property that meet the criteria of the buyer, you'll be in big trouble. So the best thing is you talk to your client that, okay, you agree to get me a 2.5% commission, for example, if that's what the agreement you have, and this person offering me 1%, you have to pay me for 1.5%, or negotiate that, but you must show that property. because you have agreed to show the property. Because client knows that he already signed a BRA to give you 2.5%. And for example, if it's a 1% or is a private listed property by the seller and they want to show you the property, you go and show the property. Buyer is committed to give you commission. So because that you have committed it, you must show the property and let buyer decide who is going to pay the commission. And buyer, when they sign BRA, they will pay the commission. Seller property information statement. If there is a seller property information statement, you must disclose to the buyer and their agent. Material fact. This is very, very important. It's a long list. Material facts. This is your obligation under RIBA, under Code of Ethics, that you find out about the material facts about the property. Zoning. Is this basement is legal or not legal? Let buyer decide whether they want to buy this property or not as a second dwelling with the permit, renovation work or not. Disclose it. If there is any that you learn about, there was a major renovation because of flood or insurance claim. If you discover that, you find out, oh, there was a fire or whatever. If you disclose the information, you must disclose the information where law permits you. Okay, you cannot say that something, you have a sewer backup, there was a big mess in the basement, and you know that this was documented, insurance claim was $90,000, and you hide that. That will create a problem for you. So you have to tell seller that these certain documents disclosure, I have to make the disclosure because it will impact the decision of the buyer. This is very important. So anything, grow houses or environmental issue, pollution, or many other structure problem or whatever that you find, you disclose if it's come to your knowledge. Because you can go to fireplace to see if there was any fire. You can tell the city if there was any sewage problem. Or fire department tell you there was a fire here, there was an insurance claim. We send a 911 crew there because there was a something happened there. So this is why it's very important. Now, material facts. Agreement with third parties. If you have third party involved, you have to disclose to make sure who are those third parties. You have to ID them. They need to be disclosed and make sure they're not interested party because you have FinTrack obligation. You have to look into that also. This is very important to make sure you verify that. Now, that you have also steps taken by the registrant. If there are some steps that you have to take to protect your consumer, you will be taking and you will be discussing with them. Now, conveying offers, 24, you must, law says that as soon as you receive the offer, the first opportunity, we pass it on the offer to the seller. So you do that as soon as possible. When there is a competing offer, section 26 talk about, okay, 25 is the agreement related to commission. So commission agreement I mentioned before is between the seller. In most cases, commission is paid by the seller or the listing broker, but buyer can also pay the commission. This is all agreement is based on what agreement you have signed, how you want to do that. You have to disclose that. Conveying of offers are submitted as soon as possible. Also, especially competitive offers, you have to make sure that you are you're recording them, time, date, stamping it when they're coming in electronically. Now they all automatically stamp, and you will make sure you're disclosing all the information. And it talks about written and legible agreements. So agreement must be legible because banker, they want to see, the lawyer want to see to make sure they can read the terms and conditions, and copies of all agreement need to be transmitted as soon as possible. So we're going to quickly go delivery of deposit and documents. You have the obligation. If you are representing a buyer, you negotiated a deal, you are ethically, professionally expected to deliver that deposit because you are the one who have part of negotiation. During this last in 2022, 2 cases the buyer failed to deliver the deposit to one of the multiple offer representation during through my office. And, we were able to sell it for fastly for the higher value, but it reflects poorly on the part of the professional, and complaint could be made for them not doing their due diligence. Business record were supposed to maintain all the transaction under the law. Now, certificate of registration, broker of record, salesperson, we also maintain the record of all registration, and now everything is digital. And also current form, we must be using the current form, section 34, financial responsibility. Financial responsibility us, because we have a trust account that we maintain trust account as a broker record, and we reconcile every month. And in trust account funds, nobody can touch them. This either you have a completion of deal, or there is a mutual release or court order, or if something happens that you report to RICO and get their guidance. Now, and advertising, especially advertising in terms of sold property. When you are advertising, there are RICO guidelines to make sure that sold property, you need to get a consent from the buyer and seller. There is a very detailed social media guide. You could go to RICO.on.ca if you are a realtor and look at the social media guidelines. They tell you when to do what. And this is very important. It's very lengthy, so I don't want to talk about. And the section 37 talk about inaccurate and representation. You cannot provide wrong information, because that's your obligation. That's what you do for a living. So you have to provide accurate information with good intention to make sure that all information is accurate. Error, misrepresentation, or fraud. If you make an error or intentionally defame or misappropriate, you misrepresent and get involved fraudulent, there will be very serious consequences, and consumer can complain. And there is a process. You go to RICO.on.ca and look at the complaint process, that for consumer as well as for the realtor. Unprofessional conduct. When you are acting unprofessionally, that means you can become unbecoming. It is a professional. So those are very serious offenses. Defrauding, misrepresentation, where the act is so severe that the registrant, through the legal process, disciplinary process, can revoke your license. So be prepared. Unprofessional conduct, that's called foreign conduct. So we abuse and harassment. You cannot abuse and harass anyone while performing duty under the law. Duty to ensure compliance. It is our duty to make sure we remain in compliance to RIBA and Code of Ethics. And then we talk about, there are section 42 to 53 talks about procedure of discipline committee and appeal committee. So this is, I encourage all of you, registrant who are practicing real estate in the province of Ontario, please go to RICO.on.ca, sign in as a professional, go to my web, download RIBA. This act on effective April 1st, 2023 will become TRESA, Trust and Real Estate Service Act. This is your bread and butter. You must read this on a regular basis and do a good job. Thank you for watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. I hope that you provide us a good feedback. And if you have any question, feel free to call me directly at 416-451-3489. Thank you for watching. We shall see you Thursday at 7 p.m. next Thursday. For me, goodbye for now. And may God bless you all. May God bless Canada. Bye for now. Thank you.